Hi everybody, welcome back for another video, and in today's video we're going to do a close look at these 50 Macaron colored pencils that are by Brutfuner. They are meant to be similar to the Holbein pastel colored pencils, and they are much cheaper. This 50 set was $18 plus on Amazon, and here's a couple of little things that I did with them. Since they're called macarons, I decided why not use them and draw some macarons. So I had fun using the colored pencils for that. I did those in a Arteza multimedia, mixed media paper pad, and had lots of fun. Now, one thing that was really odd about these Brutfuner pencils is I've purchased other ones in the past where they've come in a metal tin and then they had, those trays that are removable. Well, this one came in a cardboard box and had really flimsy plastic trays. And so I was not about that because I wasn't sure I would be able to, number one, keep them in the order they came in, and number two, the plastic is really flimsy that over time, pulling it in and out of the cardboard, I think it would either disintegrate or go bad. So I ended up purchasing, well, years ago I purchased a colored pencil holder, and I decided let's put them in there because it holds around 72 pencils. I had my Kinto water bottle there. You can see it's like a amber colored, so hydrate if you have water. This is a winter season where it's dry and we want to make sure we're nice and hydrated. And so here I am swatching them, and they have really wonderful color names. They match almost identical, the 48 pastel colored pencils by Holbein. The only thing is there's 50 in this set, so there are two different. And one thing that I did notice is that there were a couple that were mislabeled, like olive green isn't the real olive green. The willow green is olive green. So those two I think are mislabeled. And there are a couple where the spelling is a little off. Instead of olive, it says Olier. So there's an R instead of a V, which, I mean, things like that happen. But they're really beautiful pencils, and you can see I'm just swatching them in my Arteza. No, that's not an Arteza. That is a Zen Arts B6 sketchbook, and it's a real smooth paper, so it really gives, a good look at the wax-based pencil. Now, they do say that they're an oily pencil. They're not an oil pencil like a polychromos. They are very close to like a mix between the Holbein and the Prismacolor. And I've used these with Prismacolor, and they, layer really well. You can use some of the Prismacolor to, add some depth and some shadow, since they are pastel, so they are going to be, lighter in intensity. And I'm just coloring, down on the page. I'm not doing any shading. I'm not doing any, any of that stuff. So I will let you enjoy the music and watch me put down all 50 of these colors. I'll be back. One thing I did note when I was using these is that I do want to spend more time using some of my supplies. I kind of get something new, and then I spend lots of time with it, and then it gets, put in a bin, and then I forget about it. I was going through all of my colored pencils, and I should do a video on my colored pencils because I have so many that I need to use. I know people on my Patreon have seen, some of my collection, but I know I haven't shared much here on YouTube because that's stuff that YouTube normally doesn't push, or because of my level as an artist, not being like professional. I'm a classical musician and a university professor. I'm not an artist per se. And, that stuff doesn't get pushed, so I tend to not share it. But starting next year in 2023, which is really hard for me to believe that I'm saying that, and that's only like 3 weeks away now, I'm just going to post what I want, when I want. I'm not going to try and have a schedule. If I do a video a week, I do a video a week. If a couple of weeks goes between videos, that's fine, because things, I think, take time in order to, when you're trying something new, to really, really explore it. And I've been making videos on YouTube for a long time. I started my YouTube channel in 2006. And of course, it took a year or two for me to post my first video, and it was just me with a new little Cheburashka doll that I got. And, I was showing him, and then I did and then I finally started posting some flute videos, and then One Book July and planner videos and unboxings happened. And something that I'm trying to move away from is I'm not saying I'm not going to do unboxings, but that type of content doesn't spark interest or joy with me. Now, there's some times where it does, and, where I get something really exciting, like I have some really fun stuff arriving. I got an early holiday present from my parents, and so I ordered myself some things that I never had before, and so I want to share those with you guys. It's things like that I want to do. I don't want to have it be like everything that I buy I share on the internet, because I don't think, for me, that does a good thing. And also, like with the no spend, low spends, I'm not really sure how I want to continue with that, because it's not like my spending is crazy and out of hand, but I do want to use more of my stuff. I haven't purchased, other than my MD calendar, I haven't purchased an actual calendar since I got my Hobonichi a couple of years ago. Was that 2021? I got an A6, and I used it for about a week or two in December of the previous year of 2020. And then I just did artwork on a couple of pages. So we're going to figure out what we're going to do with that. Yes. So we'll see how we progress and proceed throughout this next year. I'm wanting to do more creative things. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing over on Patreon. Over on Patreon, we do, I have a weekly update where I just, kind of talk about what's going on. Like, they heard all about my first 2 weeks of December performances with the Tulsa Symphony, with Tulsa Ballet, with the churches, and my next 2 weeks of busy. And they see me in my planner putting down some stickers or some washi and stuff like that. They get, lots of goodies depending on which tier they're in. Each tier gets one video a month of a tutorial or something special, just fun stuff like that. There I'm stamping the date. I really love that little stamp, just so I can commemorate what day, I did those swatches. So I'm just taking everything in stride. I'm not putting any pressure on myself to meet any sort of, quota, because I've got symphony, I've got concerts, I've got teaching. I'm teaching at 3 universities now: the University of Tulsa, Tulsa Community College, and Northeastern State University. So I've got lots of that stuff going on. My schedule, is quite full. Here you can see the more of the pencil case. It's a really nice pencil case. It holds like 72 pencils and some other things, and I've got 50 in there. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do with the other 22 slots, but maybe put my small set of Prismacolors in there, my little 20 set, or that might be a good thing to do with those, and then keep my 72 set of Prismacolors in its original tin. But look how pretty those colors are. And they're pretty close to the color of the barrel. For $18, those Macaron pencils by Brutfuner are really, really, really nice. I'm, quite pleased with them. And with getting them from Amazon, I was surprised that they aren't, they're a thicker pencil. So, there wasn't, any breakage so far. So we'll see what happens, because I could drop them and then that would cause the breakage. I think I'm going to show you one more time the little macarons. I love the little purple, pink, orange, and green one, and then the kind of green and kind of like a matcha in the little, I guess you'd call it looks kind of like an Earl Grey. That's what the photo looked like to me, with the little flowers. I love little macarons. They're so difficult to make. I do not recommend that. I say leave that to the professionals. That is one thing that I don't do. I don't do baking, because never turned out, even just like a simple basic cookie recipe. When I was in home ec in junior high, it just didn't turn out. So I let that side go. I'll let others that love doing that and can do that well do it, and I'll just enjoy what they make. So I have no idea what I'm saying here, because I have that all turned off so I can do this voiceover. But it looks like we're almost at the end. I just want to thank you for spending time with me this year, and I'll share some photos of some close-ups. Have a wonderful holiday season.